Hey yo, what is going on guys? Cash and Clean here. So today I just wanted to tell you guys a gem tip. Just a couple things you can do to make your gem process go a little bit faster and just a couple tips in general. So first things first, I want to talk about the loot collector. So I have this mod. I keep getting questions asked about this. If you are using my mods and my CFGs, it's going to save my settings. So these flux artifacts, for example, will not be in here. So assuming you have the mod and you have the CFG, basically just open the loot collector a couple times, loot collect something, and then when you press the bracket key, the one that opens up the liked worlds, for me it's the opening bracket, it's like next to my enter key kinda. Everyone's keyboard is probably different, but just try to find that button and you want to go to these settings. Then from here we got the loot collector, and then for hidden items, I have it hidden. You just have to delete what we have here. So you want to get rid of the little bar that we have there, because that's what separates things, and then just get rid of the flux relics and then the crystal and stuff like that, just so you can actually see them in the loot collector. But yeah, those are my settings. If you want to change stuff around, go for it, but that's just the settings that I prefer. And then when you have everything to your liking, you just press save a couple times because it doesn't notify you that it actually saves, so save it. And then when you exit, you can see if it actually shows up in there. The other method, if you don't want to do that, is you can right click the CFG and edit that with Notepad, then just do the same process. Remove the flux artifacts, stuff like that. But when you do that, make sure Trove is closed. Otherwise, it'll cause complications and it won't work. So now that we got that out of the way, by the way, I'm going to leave a link to all of my mods in the description down below. It's going to be a link to the website, which will have a zip file for my CFGs and my team mods separately, so you can download them in bulk. Either way, loot collector, we have something called the auto loot gems. So I don't like using this if I'm going to be working with gems, specifically crystal gems, and I'll get into why in a second. But if you have some low tier boxes you want to get rid of, like I'm just going to move these over here just so we can do a quick example. So let's just say I wanted to open 10 of these boxes. So with that checked, I open 10 and it automatically loot collects them. So pretty handy, does it really fast. By the way, I apologize if you're on console, but back to what I was saying about why I don't like using it is because when you have a bunch of boxes and your inventory fills up, it will auto loot due to the lag and just due to how the game is. It will sometimes auto loot your crystal gems. I have seen it happen before. So that's why if I'm dealing with crystal gems, my highest tier gem, I just do that stuff manually. I don't worry about this. So I would go ahead, open a decent amount. That's cool. I didn't get a crystal, just loot collect them. What the heck? My box was just, wait, I don't know if you guys saw that. My box was just floating there. Oh, looks like we did get a crystal. But anyway, for demonstration purposes for this video, let me try to get a couple, but let's just get a few crystals. So let's just do that. Somehow I just got straight up fire gems for everything. We'll do a couple cosmics. All right, we got a cosmic. All right, so let's just say I wanted to level up these gems. And by the way, this video isn't going to talk about gems specifically. I have a guide that goes in depth with these gems. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So feel free to check that out if you want to know the power ranks, when to loot collect, and all that good stuff. For this video, I'm just going to show you guys how to get this to level 25 fast, because it does take a while to level up your gems. Also, if you're on console, this method will also help out you guys. So it's not a mod specific thing, but I'm also going to show a mod specific thing. So we have fire and cosmic. So the fastest way to get these to 25, this is what I would do. You would go over here to your adventures crafting bench, go over here to the gems tab, and you want to convert all of your sparks into dust. So right now I'm just dealing with fire and cosmic, so I'm going to convert all of my fire, and don't worry about losing profit or anything like that, or being taxed somehow. At the time we're recording this, it is the same cost for going back and forth, so I can just convert them back into sparks without losing anything if I wanted to. But anyway, once you converted all of your stuff to sparks, let me do that with this one. You can probably imagine where I'm getting at with this, but just in case if you're not, I will show you. So we have all this stuff converted, and now we have our gems. So I'm going to show you one method with the mod, and then the other method without the mod. So with the mod, you would just click on your gem, and you would just click on max level. This is going to be my auto easy happy UI mod, which is going to be this one over here. And you just have to make sure you get the CFG that comes with it, because if you don't, then it's not going to work. But that's what I got going on over here. We throw our gem in here and we just click on max level. And that takes it to the highest possible level it can go to. And remember when we converted these sparks into dust? Well, since I don't have any dust, it stops at 25 for you. So I can just take this gem, hit max level, insta 25. Pretty fast. And you can just do that for all your gems. And if you did want to stop at a specific value, like let's just say you didn't have enough gem dust, you just wanted to go to 15, then you would just click on auto up and it'll take your gem to level 15. Now, if we want to not use the mod, this method is still pretty fast, not as fast, but it's pretty decent. So since I don't have any sparks, I can just hold down spacebar. I don't know what the equivalent is for console, but I have heard from people on console that you can do this, and you just hold spacebar, whatever that button is, and you just instantly get your gem to 25. And I don't have sparks, so it works. The only issue though is if I did have sparks, you would just waste them. So make sure you convert them just a big warning before you actually do this. And if you're on console, whether that's PlayStation or Xbox, please drop what button that is in the comments down below in case somebody from console is watching and they're not sure. But you should have the option to quickly level them up because you should have the slow version and the fast version. And we can do the same with the cosmic gems. So I'm just going to hold down spacebar, and as you can see, the thing is just flying. So there you go. It's as simple as that. Then once you get them leveled up, you just go over here, loot collect your gems. And you have to remember, those give you sparks, so you would have to convert your stuff back into dust. And if you're opening D13 or D14 boxes, you're gonna have to convert them into dust again because they have a chance of dropping these sparks as well. Same with gem booster boxes. So before you level up your gems, make sure, just double check, even triple check, that you converted all of your stuff just so you don't end up wasting it. And the other cool thing is that when you're leveling those gems, there's a chance it can go to level 26. It can get a double level up chance, which means extra gem sparks for you. It's pretty rare for it to happen, but it can happen. But most of the time it's just gonna get to 25. And this method, I'm just gonna say use it for crystal gems only. Don't use it for stellars. Do not take your stellar gem to 25 unless you're trying to max your stellar and you're gonna stick with stellar, but only do this with crystal gems. And whenever mystic gems come out, then we'll worry about that when the time is right. But for now, we're not going to worry about that because it's not in the game. And just in case you're wondering if I'm going to lose gem dust profit by doing that, you won't. You're going to be gaining profit. For the crystal gems, that is. You can level up your crystals to 15 or 25. Stellars, go to 15 and then loot collect it. And then I would recommend just doing this stuff on Wednesday because you get your gem reduction cost. And then with Patreon, it's a little bit more, so it's extra handy. And the other gem reduction cost is if your club allows it. So check your primary club. We can go over here to the fixtures tab, and if we hover over the active benefits, on the bottom left there, you can see that it grants a 20% reduction in gem upgrade cost. And then the bottom section is also pretty handy for that. But right now we're just talking about gem dust. So either way, pretty good stuff. Hopefully all of that makes sense. If you guys have extra tips for gems, I know there's a lot of stuff to go over with gems, but for this video in particular, we're just talking about leveling them. And I know it can take a long time to level up your gems. That's why I'm letting you guys know about this method. So hopefully it helps out at least one of you guys watching. And on that note, that's gonna be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you find yourself coming back. And I'll talk to you guys later.